Hey guys, John here with RealTruck.com, and today I want to show you how to install the BakFlip FiberMax Tonneau cover on this 2016 Ford F150. Guys, as you can see here, we've got our BakFlip FiberMax out of the box. Comes complete with everything we need to install this on the truck. Comes with our side rails, our prop rods, our strap buckles, our bolts for attaching it to the rails, clamps, instructions, drain tubes, bumpers, and bulkhead seal, but last but not least, the cover itself. So let's get this onto the truck. So the first thing we're going to do here before we even start to actually attach our tonneau cover to our truck is to install the bulkhead seal. Now, if you guys can see this, this is a really nice seal. It's going to help seal this up really nice in the front. Now, if you have a drop-in bed liner, then of course you're not going to use a seal like this on it, but this truck does not. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put it on here, and we're going to keep it right here on the edge, move it all the way across, and as you can see there's a little extra. We'll just cut that off at the end. But before we would do any of that, we need to take an alcohol prep pad, make sure this has already been washed with some soap and water, and then we just want to use this to get any extra residue or anything like that off of here, so that way our bed seal sticks really, our bulkhead seal actually sticks really well. Okay, so we're ready to put our side rails on. Now, the first thing we want to do here is make sure that we have the tailgate closed. And you can see they have these metal slotted pieces on these. These are going to be up here at the front. And when we do this, we want to set this on here and make sure that this is all the way forward. And there's also on these rails a little seal that runs along this area here, and that's going to sit down on top of your bed rail cap. And we're going to put it on just like that. We're going to start with the front clamp, and we're going to put it on. Now you want to put it probably about 6 to 9 inches from the cab, which is going to be right about in this space here. So we're going to put that on there. You want to move it up as far as you can and still keep this attached. And let's see here. Get a hold of this and get it up in here where it's supposed to go. And we want to make sure that when we do this, guys, that we have this clamp slid up as far as it will go, and that we keep this rail level while we're attaching all this stuff. And as we tighten these up, we're going to want to press down on the top of here a little bit, because that's going to help set that seal in place along the top and keep the water and such from getting into your bed. And we're just going to take our socket and our ratchet here, make sure I've got that up there right, and snug this up a little bit. Now, don't tighten this all the way up, gang, because we may have to adjust a little bit. So I want to leave it just a little bit loose, just snug enough to hold it in place where it needs to be. And another thing to keep in mind, as you can see here on this clamp, keep these things so they're straight across horizontally, so that way these teeth that are on these clamps can actually get into the grooves on the side rail, and that's going to help hold this in place. Now once we have this all on here, then the next thing you're going to want to do is grab yourself a torque wrench and torque these to 10 foot-pounds, and that's going to make sure that this thing stays securely on the bed like it's supposed to. So we'll move on to the next one, and we're going to try and get it centered in here. So right about here, looks about right. And then the back one, we're going to put it as close to the back as we can. Okay, so the rail is on. The next thing we're going to do then is we're going to grab our torque wrench, torque those to 10 foot-pounds, and we're gonna go ahead and install the one on the other side. Just wanna set our cover up here on the rails, and then open it up here a little bit so that way we can get our buckles attached. And what we're gonna do is take these sleeves, we're gonna slide those into the holes here on the back side, and then we wanna flip this up and attach our screws into this side. Well, if I can hold on to it long enough to do that. Take our screwdriver and attach these. Now, keep in mind, guys, this is not how the cover actually is going to sit on here. Just got it sitting like this to attach these buckles on here to show you guys how they go. Now, don't over tighten these, just tighten them up so that they're not loose, that they're pretty secured on here, but not excessively tight. And then we'll go put the one on the other side. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach our cover to our side rails using these bolt type of things here. And you can see here this has a rubber washer on it, so you want to make sure you have a rubber washer on there, and then slide it down and through, and it should go into those slots here on the rail. So we'll put that in there. Now, the next thing we're going to do after that is go underneath and put the rest of this together. This is how it's going to go together. First, you're going to have the rubber flat washer, the steel flat washer, and then the lock washer and the thumb screw. So it'll be like this. So basically when you get it all together underneath there, it's going to look something like that. Only you won't be able to see this top part, of course. So let's go put this one on the other side and get these all together and ready to go. All right, so we've got our cover attached to our side rails. So the next thing we want to do before we tighten those down is to test fit this, make sure that it's all going to fold out like it's supposed to, lock into place, and everything's going to attach properly before we tighten it down. All right, looks great. We'll go ahead and tighten it up right where it's at. Next thing we're going to do is install our drain tubes, and they're just going to install right up here on the spout of the rail. And what these are for is to keep all the water and stuff that runs into the rail, to drain it out. Now there's a bunch of different ways depending on what kind of truck you have, what kind of truck this is going on. There's some plugs, like this one has a plug here, some have them over here, some have some just round holes, some don't have any. If that's the case, you can just drill a hole and run this tube through it. You could do the same thing on this, is drill a hole and run this through it, but since this is not my truck, what I'm going to do is, for right now, is I'm just going to pop these plugs out of here on both sides, and I'll let the owner of the truck decide how he wants to go about putting these in on a normal, regular basis that they're going to stay. So there you go. We're going to do the one on the other side, just like this one. All right, so the next thing we're going to do here, guys, is apply our bump stops. And the purpose of those, as you can see when this is fully open, it lays up against your back glass on your truck. We don't want the metal framework damaging the glass, so we're going to apply these bump stops. So we're going to put one right here in the center, just like so, and put it in place and just kind of rub it down real good so that it sticks well. And then we're going to put one on each end, same way. Just like so. Okay, there we go. Now what that's going to do, that's going to help protect that glass. So we've got the bump stops on there, no worries about having any issues there. You can see here how easy these are. These are very similar to the prop rods under the hood of your car, or the back glass of an SUV that holds the glass up. These have a hole here with a clip and a ball here that they attach to, and it just simply pops right on. And then you'll take your prop rod and put it right up underneath here like this, push that down on it, tighten this down, and that's going to hold your cover in place. So I'm going to put the one on the other side, and then we're going to roll this thing all out and show you guys what it looks like. All right, so we've got everything together here. Just going to put these prop rods back down, and as you can see, they have a nice little holder there for them. Fold this out. And make sure everything works really well. Closes up nice, looks good. Now on these side seals, guys, you can kind of see they kind of want to roll up under a little bit. That's not a major issue, just kind of give them a little flip to get them out of there. And once they sit in the sun for a little while, that'll actually soften up and it'll work just like it's supposed to with no problems. In the meantime, however, if you can't wait that long, you can always use a hair dryer on them and just warm them up a little bit to make them so that they're a little softer, and they should lay properly after that. So let me get these out of here so you guys can actually take a really good look at this the way it's supposed to be. All right, there we go. Everything looks good. You can see this is a really nice cover, guys. So there you have it. That's how quick and simple it is to install the BakFlip FiberMax tonneau cover onto your truck. So remember, until next time, happy motoring.